Hello, ladies, and welcome to our new Bible reading series. I'm Cindra Enlow from HeavenlyPlace.com, and this year, as we read through the Bible, we'll explore God's incredible story of love and redemption. If you're looking for a Bible reading plan that's simple and doable, this is it. So let's get started and discover the heart of God together, one chapter at a time. Hello, ladies, and welcome back to our one-year Bible reading plan. This is week 34, day 2, and our scheduled reading for today is Jeremiah chapters 34 through 38. So in our last reading, we were given a beautiful message of hope as the people were in exile, and God reminded them that His plans were still good towards them. He promised them restoration, a new covenant that would be written on their hearts, and a righteous king to come, which will be King Jesus. Today, we're reminded that not everyone responded to that hope. God tells King Zedekiah that Jerusalem will fall to Babylon, but he won't die by the sword. And, there's a moment where the people make a covenant to release their slaves, that, something that God had commanded. But soon afterwards, they change their minds and they take the people back into slavery, and God brings judgment on them. Chapter 36 shows Jeremiah's writing everything that God told him on a scroll, which Baruch reads aloud. When King Jehoiakim hears it, he cuts the scroll apart and throws it into the fire. But God tells Jeremiah to write it again, and then he adds even more to the message. And then we see Jeremiah's courage under pressure when he's thrown into prison, lowered into a muddy cistern, and left to sink. But even in his isolation, Jeremiah continues to speak God's truth, and he warns King Zedekiah that the only way to live is to surrender to Babylon. And here's where we see the heart of God. God keeps reaching out even when His people reject Him and reject His word. His love is persistent in coming after us, and His truth doesn't go away. No matter how many scrolls are burned or messengers are silenced, God's truth will stand forever. Okay, ladies, let's begin our reading, Jeremiah chapters 34 through 38.
The Book of Jeremiah, Chapter 34. The word which came to Jeremiah from the Lord, when Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, and all his army, and all the kingdoms of the earth which were under his rule, and all the peoples, were fighting against Jerusalem and all its towns, saying, The Lord, the God of Israel, has said, Go and say to Zedekiah, king of Judah, This is what the Lord has said, See, I will give this town into the hands of the king of Babylon, and he will have it burned with fire, and you will not get away from him, but will certainly be taken and given up into his hands, and you will see the king of Babylon, eye to eye, and he will have talk with you, mouth to mouth, and you will go to Babylon. But give ear to the word of the Lord, O Zedekiah, king of Judah. This is what the Lord has said about you. Death will not come to you by the sword, you will come to your end in peace, and such burnings as they made for your fathers, the earlier kings before you, will be made for you, and they will be weeping for you and saying, Our Lord. For I have said the word, says the Lord. Then Jeremiah the prophet said all these things to Zedekiah, king of Judah, in Jerusalem, when the army of the king of Babylon was fighting against Jerusalem and against all the towns of Judah which had not been taken, against Lachish and against Azekah, for these were the last of the walled towns of Judah. The word which came to Jeremiah from the Lord, after King Zedekiah had made an agreement with all the people in Jerusalem, to give news in public that servants were to be made free, that every man was to let his Hebrew manservant and his Hebrew servant girl go free, so that no one might make use of a Jew, his countryman, as a servant, and this was done by all the rulers and the people who had taken part in the agreement, and every one let his manservant and his servant girl go free, not to be used as servants any longer. They did so, and let them go. But later, they took back again the servants and the servant girls whom they had let go free, and put them again under the yoke as servants and servant girls. For this reason the word of the Lord came to Jeremiah from the Lord, saying, "The Lord, the God of Israel, has said, I made an agreement with your fathers on the day when I took them out of Egypt, out of the prison house, saying, at the end of 7 years every man is to let go his countryman who is a Hebrew, who has become yours for a price and has been your servant for 6 years. You are to let him go free, but your fathers gave no attention and did not give ear. And now, turning away from evil, you had done what is right in my eyes, giving a public undertaking for every man to make his neighbor free. And you had made an agreement before me in the house which is named by my name, but again you have put shame on my name, and you have taken back every one his manservant and his servant girl, whom you had sent away free, and you have put them under the yoke again to be your servants and servant girls. And so the Lord has said, you have not given ear to me and undertaken publicly, every man to let loose his countryman and his neighbor. See, I undertake to let loose against you the sword and disease and need of food, and I will send you wandering among all the kingdoms of the earth. And I will give the men who have gone against my agreement and have not given effect to the words of the agreement which they made before me, when the ox was cut in two and they went between the parts of it, the rulers of Judah and the rulers of Jerusalem, the unsexed servants and the priests and all the people of the land who went between the parts of the ox, even these I will give up into the hands of their haters and into the hands of those who have designs against their lives, and their dead bodies will become food for the birds of heaven and the beasts of the earth. And Zedekiah, king of Judah, and his rulers I will give into the hands of their haters and into the hands of those who have designs against their lives, and into the hands of the king of Babylon's army which has gone away from you. See, I will give orders, says the Lord, and make them come back to this town, and they will make war on it and take it and have it burned with fire, and I will make the towns of Judah waste and unpeopled. Chapter 35. The word which came to Jeremiah from the Lord, in the days of Jehoiakim, the son of Josiah, king of Judah, saying, Go into the house of the Rechabites, and have talk with them, and take them into the house of the Lord, into one of the rooms, and give them wine. Then I took Jezaniah, the son of Jeremiah, the son of Hapatzeniah, and his brothers and all his sons and all the Rechabites, and I took them into the house of the Lord, into the room of the sons of Hanan, the son of Igdaliah, the man of God, which was near the ruler's room, which was over the room of Maariah, the son of Shallum, the keeper of the door. And I put before the sons of the Rechabites basins full of wine and cups, and I said to them, Take some wine. But they said, We will take no wine, for Jonadab, the son of Rechab our father, gave us orders, saying, You are to take no wine, you or your sons, forever, and you are to make no houses, or put in seed, or get vine gardens planted, or have any, but all your days you are to go on living in tents, so that you may have a long life in the land where you are living as in a strange country. And we have kept the rules of Jonadab, the son of Rechab our father, in everything which he gave us orders to do, drinking no wine all our days, we and our wives and our sons and our daughters, building no houses for ourselves, having no vine gardens or fields or seed, but we have been living in tents, and have done everything which Jonadab our father gave us orders to do. But when Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, came up into the land, we said, Come, let us go to Jerusalem, away from the army of the Chaldeans and from the army of the Arameans, and so we are living in Jerusalem. Then the word of the Lord came to Jeremiah, saying, This is what the Lord of armies, the God of Israel, has said, Go and say to the men of Judah and the people of Jerusalem, Is there no hope of teaching you to give ear to my words? Says the Lord. The orders which Jonadab, the son of Rechab, gave to his sons to take no wine, are done, and to this day they take no wine, for they do the orders of their father. But I have sent my words to you, getting up early and sending them, and you have not given ear to me. And I have sent you all my servants the prophets, getting up early and sending them, saying, Come back, now, every man from his evil way, and do better, and go not after other gods to become their servants. And you will go on living in the land which I have given to you and to your fathers, but your ears have not been open, and you have not given attention to me. though the sons of Jonadab the son of Rechab have done the orders of their father which he gave them, this people has not given ear to me. For this reason the Lord, the God of armies, the God of Israel, has said, See, I will send on Judah and on all the people of Jerusalem all the evil which I said I would do to them, because I send my words to them, but they did not give ear, crying out to them, but they gave no answer. But to the Rechabites Jeremiah said, This is what the Lord of armies, the God of Israel, has said, because you have done the orders of Jonadab your father, and have kept his rules, and done everything as he gave you orders to do it. For this reason the Lord of armies, the God of Israel, has said, Jonadab, the son of Rechab, will never be without a man to take his place before me. Chapter 36. Now it came about in the 4th year of Jehoiakim, the son of Josiah, king of Judah, that this word came to Jeremiah from the Lord, saying, Take a book and put down in it all the words I have said to you against Israel and against Judah and against all the nations, from the day when my word came to you in the days of Josiah till this day. It may be that the people of Judah, hearing of all the evil which it is my purpose to do to them, will be turned, every man from his evil ways, so that they may have my forgiveness for their evil doing and their sin. Then Jeremiah sent for Baruch, the son of Neriah, and Baruch took down from the mouth of Jeremiah all the words of the Lord which he had said to him, writing them in a book. And Jeremiah gave orders to Baruch, saying, I am shut up, and am not able to go into the house of the Lord, so you are to go, reading there from the book, which you have taken down from my mouth, the words of the Lord, in the hearing of the people in the Lord's house, on a day when they go without food, and in the hearing of all the men of Judah who have come out from their towns. It may be that their prayer for grace will go up to the Lord, and that every man will be turned from his evil ways, for great is the wrath and the passion made clear by the Lord against this people. And Baruch, the son of Neriah, did as Jeremiah the prophet gave him orders to do, reading from the book the words of the Lord in the Lord's house. Now it came about in the 5th year of Jehoiakim, the son of Josiah, king of Judah, in the 9th month, that it was given out publicly that all the people in Jerusalem, and all the people who came from the towns of Judah to Jerusalem, were to keep from food before the Lord. Then Baruch gave a public reading of the words of Jeremiah from the book, in the house of the Lord, in the room of Gemariah, the son of Shaphan the scribe, in the high square, as one goes in by the new doorway of the Lord's house, in the hearing of all the people. And Micaiah, the son of Gemariah, the son of Shaphan, after hearing all the words of the Lord from the book, went down to the king's house, to the scribe's room, and all the rulers were seated there, Elishama the scribe and Deliah, the son of Shemaiah, and Elnathan, the son of Achbor, and Gemariah, the son of Shaphan, and Zedekiah, the son of Hananiah, and all the rulers. Then Micaiah gave them an account of all the words which had come to his ears when Baruch was reading the book to the people. So all the rulers sent Jehudi, the son of Nethaniah, the son of Shelemiah, the son of Cushi, to Baruch, saying, Take in your hand the book from which you have been reading to the people and come. So Baruch, the son of Neriah, took the book in his hand and came down to them. Then they said to him, Be seated now, and give us a reading from it. So Baruch did so, reading it to them. Now it came about that, after hearing all the words, they said to one another in fear, We will certainly give the king an account of all these words. And questioning Baruch, they said, Say now, how did you put all these words down in writing from his mouth? Then Baruch, answering, said, He said all these things to me by word of mouth, and I put them down with ink in the book. Then the rulers said to Baruch, Go and put yourself in a safe place, you and Jeremiah, and let no man have knowledge of where you are. Then they went into the open square to the king, but the book they put away in the room of Elishama the scribe, and they gave the king an account of all the words. So the king sent Jehudi to get the book, and he took it from the room of Elishama the scribe. And Jehudi gave a reading of it in the hearing of the king and all the rulers who were by the king's side. Now the king was seated in the winter house, and a fire was burning in the fireplace in front of him. And it came about that whenever Jehudi, in his reading, had got through 3 or 4 divisions, the king, cutting them with his penknife, put them into the fire, till all the book was burned up in the fire which was burning in the fireplace. But they had no fear and gave no signs of grief, not the king or any of his servants, after hearing all these words. And Elnathan and Delaiah and Gemariah had made a strong request to the king not to let the book be burned, but he would not give ear to them. And the king gave orders to Jerahmeel, the king's son, and Seraiah, the son of Azrael, and Shelemiah, the son of Abdeel, to take Baruch the scribe and Jeremiah the prophet, but the Lord kept them safe. Then after the book, in which Baruch had put down the words of Jeremiah, had been burnt by the king, the word of the Lord came to Jeremiah, saying, Take another book and put down in it all the words which were in the first book, which Jehoiakim, king of Judah, put into the fire. And about Jehoiakim, king of Judah, you are to say, This is what the Lord has said, You have put this book into the fire, saying, Why have you put in it that the king of Babylon will certainly come, causing the destruction of this land and putting an end to every man and beast in it? For this reason the Lord has said of Jehoiakim, king of Judah, he will have no son to take his place on the seat of David, his dead body will be put out to undergo the heat of the day and the cold of the night. And I will send punishment on him and on his seed and on his servants for their evil doing. I will send on them and on the people of Jerusalem and the men of Judah, all the evil which I said against them, but they did not give ear. Then Jeremiah took another book, and gave it to Baruch the scribe, the son of Neriah, who put down in it, from the mouth of Jeremiah, all the words of the book which had been burned in the fire by Jehoiakim, king of Judah, and in addition a number of other words of the same sort. Chapter 37. And Zedekiah, the son of Josiah, became king in place of Coniah, the son of Jehoiakim, whom Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, made king in the land of Judah. But he and his servants and the people of the land did not give ear to the words of the Lord which he said by Jeremiah the prophet. And Zedekiah the king sent Jehucal, the son of Shelemiah, and Zephaniah, the son of Maariah the priest, to the prophet Jeremiah, saying, Make prayer now to the Lord our God for us. Now Jeremiah was going about among the people, for they had not put him in prison. And Pharaoh's army had come out from Egypt, and the Chaldeans, who were attacking Jerusalem, hearing news of them, went away from Jerusalem. Then the word of the Lord came to the prophet Jeremiah, saying, The Lord, the God of Israel, has said, This is what you are to say to the king of Judah who sent you to get directions from me. See, Pharaoh's army, which has come out to your help, will go back to Egypt, to their land. And the Chaldeans will come back again and make war against this town, and they will take it and put it on fire. The Lord has said, Have no false hopes, saying to yourselves, The Chaldeans will go away from us, for they will not go away. For even if you had overcome all the army of the Chaldeans fighting against you, and there were only wounded men among them, still they would get up, every man in his tent, and put this town on fire. And it came about that when the Chaldean army outside Jerusalem had gone away for fear of Pharaoh's army, Jeremiah went out of Jerusalem to go into the land of Benjamin, with the purpose of taking up his heritage there among the people. But when he was at the Benjamin door, a captain of the watch named Erijah, the son of Shelemiah, the son of Hananiah, who was stationed there, put his hand on Jeremiah the prophet, saying, You are going to give yourself up to the Chaldeans. Then Jeremiah said, That is not true, I am not going to the Chaldeans. But he would not give ear to him, so Erijah made him prisoner and took him to the rulers. And the rulers were angry with Jeremiah, and gave him blows and put him in prison in the house of Jonathan the scribe, for they had made that the prison. So Jeremiah came into the hole of the prison, under the arches, and was there for a long time. Then King Zedekiah sent and got him out, and the king, questioning him secretly in his house, said, Is there any word from the Lord? And Jeremiah said, There is. Then he said, You will be given up into the hands of the king of Babylon. Then Jeremiah said to King Zedekiah, What has been my sin against you or against your servants or against this people, that you have put me in prison? Where now are your prophets who said to you, The king of Babylon will not come against you and against this land? And now be pleased to give ear, O my lord the king. Let my prayer for help come before you, and do not make me go back to the house of Jonathan the scribe, for fear that I may come to my death there." Then by the order of Zedekiah the king, Jeremiah was put into the place of the armed watchman, and they gave him every day a cake of bread from the street of the bread makers, till all the bread in the town was used up. So Jeremiah was kept in the place of the armed watchman. Chapter 38. Now it came to the ears of Shephatiah, the son of Mattan, and Gedaliah, the son of Pashhur, and Jucal, the son of Shelemiah, and Pashhur, the son of Malchiah, that Jeremiah had said to all the people, "These are the words of the Lord, whoever goes on living in this town will come to his death by the sword or through need of food or by disease, but whoever goes out to the Chaldeans will keep his life out of the power of the attackers and be safe. The Lord has said, this town will certainly be given into the hands of the army of the king of Babylon, and he will take it." Then the rulers said to the king, "Let this man be put to death, because he is putting fear into the hearts of the men of war who are still in the town, and into the hearts of the people, by saying such things to them. This man is not working for the well-being of the people, but for their damage." Then Zedekiah the king said, "See, he is in your hands," for the king was not able to do anything against them. So they took Jeremiah and put him into the waterhole of Malchiah, the king's son, in the place of the armed watchman, and they let Jeremiah down with cords. And in the hole there was no water, but wet earth, and Jeremiah went down into the wet earth. Now it came to the ears of Ebed-melech the Ethiopian, an unsexed servant in the king's house, that they had put Jeremiah into the waterhole, the king at that time being seated in the doorway of Benjamin. And Ebed-melech went out from the king's house and said to the king, "My lord the king, these men have done evil in all they have done to Jeremiah the prophet, whom they have put into the waterhole, and he will come to his death in the place where he is through need of food, for there is no more bread in the town." Then the king gave orders to Ebed-melech the Ethiopian, saying, "Take with you 3 men from here and get Jeremiah out of the waterhole before death overtakes him." So Ebed-melech took the men with him and went into the house of the king, to the place where the clothing was kept, and got from their old clothing and bits of old cloth, and let them down by cords into the waterhole where Jeremiah was. And Ebed-melech the Ethiopian said to Jeremiah, "Put these bits of old cloth under your arms under the cords." And Jeremiah did so. So pulling Jeremiah up with the cords they got him out of the waterhole, and Jeremiah was kept in the place of the armed watchman. Then King Zedekiah sent for Jeremiah the prophet and took him into the ruler's doorway in the house of the Lord. And the king said to Jeremiah, "I have a question to put to you, keep nothing back from me." Then Jeremiah said to Zedekiah, "If I give you the answer to your question, will you not certainly put me to death? And if I make a suggestion to you, you will not give it to hearing." So King Zedekiah gave his oath to Jeremiah secretly, saying, "By the living Lord, who gave us our life, I will not put you to death, or give you up to these men who are desiring to take your life." Then Jeremiah said to Zedekiah, "These are the words of the Lord, the God of armies, the God of Israel. If you go out to the king of Babylon's captains, then you will have life, and the town will not be burned with fire, and you and your family will be kept from death. But if you do not go out to the king of Babylon's captains, then this town will be given into the hands of the Chaldeans and they will put it on fire, and you will not get away from them." And King Zedekiah said to Jeremiah, "I am troubled on account of the Jews who have gone over to the Chaldeans, for fear that they may give me up to them and they will put me to shame." But Jeremiah said, "They will not give you up. Be guided now by the word of the Lord as I have given it to you, and it will be well for you, and you will keep your life. But if you do not go out, this is what the Lord has made clear to me. See, all the rest of the women in the house of the king of Judah will be taken out to the king of Babylon's captains, and these women will say, 'Your nearest friends have been false to you and have got the better of you. They have made your feet go deep into the wet earth, and they are turned away back from you.' And they will take all your wives and your children out to the Chaldeans, and you will not get away out of their hands, but will be taken by the hands of the king of Babylon, and this town will be burned with fire." Then Zedekiah said to Jeremiah, Let no man have knowledge of these words, and you will not be put to death. But if it comes to the ears of the rulers that I have been talking with you, and they come and say to you, Give us word now of what you have said to the king and what the king said to you, keeping nothing back, and we will not put you to death, then you are to say to them, I made my request to the king, that he would not send me back to my death in Jonathan's house. Then all the rulers came to Jeremiah, questioning him, and he gave them an answer in the words the king had given him orders to say. So they said nothing more to him, for the thing was not made public. So Jeremiah was kept in the place of the armed watchman till the day when Jerusalem was taken.